So you're going out in the rain to take the trash out. Other people have daily activities they're doing or gotta do. One person has to step outside to smoke because smoking is not allowed in the hotel. Another person is dropping someone off to work. You're new here. You new here. You must be new here. You don't live here. Uh, it's a hotel, not a senior living facility like you used to live in years ago. So different people are gonna rotate. You keep talking about these gang stalkers and fake TI perps and narcissistic abusers. You know, if you focused a lot more on Jesus like you claim you do, your life would be a whole lot more better. No, you're focused on fakes and you've already been outed and exposed as a narcissistic abuser yourself. How you try to discredit the people that have abused me. Try to downplay the shit that actually happened to me. And try to reverse what happened to me. But you're targeted. It's funny you didn't become targeted until you realized you were targeted. Then you became targeted. I know what I'm trying to say. I know my understanding of what I'm trying to say when I say that. So all the issues that you had with people and hated and couldn't stand that you claimed did horrible stuff to you as well. They're no longer abusive or did horrible. So that means that I need to wipe out all the stuff that you said that they did to you, because now I in turn did it to them. Or they said I'm the one that did all these horrible things. Because all the stuff you said then never happened, right? Like when we was by our foster auntie Mickey house, and my husband went to the back, or one of y'all went to the back, and then the other one followed. Because let me be clear, I don't remember who followed who to the back, and I was in the living room, and you came running out saying Dwayne said, come on, let's hug and kiss and make Brandy mad. That never happened. So you never did your little sly stuff like that of always assuming that my husband was trying to make a pass at you, or trying to say you caught my husband trying to tongue kiss my daughter or licking my daughter, stuff like that. You've always been this type of person. And then you get pissed off when people try to downplay you, because guess what, y'all? 10 years later, or 5 years later, it's gonna be something else. I know people like this, and just like her, she is this person, and then I know other people like this. Where 5 years later, it's gonna be something else. She gonna be off this shit and on some other shit. And probably the only reason why she has not come to apologize to me at this point yet is because this shit's on the internet now. So she can't turn this to make her to look bad. There's things where you can record stuff now. So she can't get caught out there like that. But back then, when there wasn't cell phones, when there wasn't social media, if she'll do fucked up shit like this and then come apologize to me in private. Like when she lied and said I raped her in the laundry room. And then come apologize to me in private. Promise, I said, if you telling the truth about being sorry, you want to show me you sorry, go tell him the truth. You do this all the time. I'm not going to keep doing this. She's like, all right, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. She go tell them, she go stick to her lie. I almost went to prison. From what they told me, and they could have been playing mind games with me, talking about I was about to do adult time in prison. We were teenagers. A year from being like grown adults. Which means she was well aware of what she was doing. Well aware. And you know what? Nobody in the family fuss about that. Nobody in the family fuss about how horrible she is about doing that. Nobody. I'm the one get dragged for doing this and doing that. But she's the black sheep of the family. And like, mark my words. In about 5 years, maybe even 2, she not even gonna be on this gang stalking shit no more. She gonna be on some whole other shit. She gonna be moved on. And she been this close to doing it with the Christian community. How many times have you been watching her page? Now she's saying, she's not telling nobody to watch her page and her page only. Go ahead and just go watch other people's page. Okay, well, how come when I came out with the truth about what's actually been going on, you the one that blasted and called yourself posting? Wait a minute. You called yourself posting my YouTube and had been posting it for a while. You've been posting my YouTube on Twitter. And then when I started clapping back, I just couldn't take it no more. I started clapping back. You took all that shit down and blocked it to where I couldn't comment, respond. When I was telling people, hey, you want to know what really is up? Hey, this my channel right here. When she be sitting there saying, oh, don't just follow just her side of the story. Listen to both sides. but she got it blocked on her end to where you can only hear her side of the story. You can only hear her end of what's going on. People who's it's in the rain. Who got time to be worried about you in the motherfucking rain? But it's people that we've known and grown up with that for whatever reason, and I've sat there and pondered myself, why Toya wanted me killed? But guess what? When I was in Atlanta, I got shot at least twice behind Toya. At least twice. When I told the police, they didn't believe me because guess what the police said? She looked too pretty to do something, to be capable of doing something like that because I'm looking masculine and unattractive and she's looking beautiful. Like she would have me killed for what? But they didn't know at the time I was paying all the bills in the damn house. But not only that, I was trying to figure out where Toya was getting all this money from. Toya was tricking. What was that? No, it was more than 3 times. But that last good time was when I found out she actually was tricking, prostituting. Because there was rumors about her doing it when we lived in Louisiana. But I thought I knew her better than that. I was like, oh, she wear tight clothes. She just like to wear tight clothes. I wasn't looking at her like, well, I mean, I guess I was looking at her too deep, but I don't know. I just didn't look at her like she would be that type of person. Because I thought, we in the little setup none of us don't roll like that. None of us do. That's what I thought. She rolled like that. I was like, wait, who bought you? Where you get? But yeah, but huh? When this girl was able to sit here and describe to me when we was in Virginia, and I still didn't catch on. But detail for detail, what the bloodbath was gonna look like for me. And I had to take my kids and leave Virginia to go to Atlanta. But Toya didn't give my kids Benadryl. No, Toya didn't do that to me. No. Toya didn't tell me, oh, you can't leave. I got a special surprise for you for your birthday. Toya didn't tell me she had to leave for Christmas when we was in Virginia. Because of the same reason. Toya was telling me, I'm afraid you're gonna get killed. I'm like, what? Killed for what? Who gonna kill me? What are you talking about? And all of a sudden, the police drawing guns on me in front of my fucking children. Told me if I go near her, they gonna shoot me. I'm like, for what? And then years down the line, I thought that maybe she might have told them, the police, that I may have inflicted harm on her. What? I'm like, I never laid a finger on that girl. And then we moved to Atlanta, and she was physically abusive to me. But because you was there, right? Just like that I was feeding my children feces because you was there, right? When you was like ducking from this city to this city because you didn't want people to know the truth about how you really is. How you left New York because I sat there and asked you why that boy you was on the picture with beard didn't even look like it was fully grown in. It was prematurely growing in that fucking beard. What was that boy name? Wasn't his name Alex too? He was a big ass dude, don't get me wrong, but why was he still living with his parents? And you left from there and shot off to California? I was the one that questioned that, and not long after that, you left New York. As soon as you showed me a picture of that dude, I said, Candy, that boy don't look like he no more than 15. I said, let me talk to this boy. Why is he saying ma'am on the phone? We still want to go back to Cody. Finding Cody in that closet. All them times when I did let you babysit Raven when you was living in that senior living facility, you told me you let Tiffany play with Raven. I said, Candy, how Tiffany got to meet Raven and I ain't never got to meet Tiffany? Weird ass stuff. And I still want to know, when did I tell you that I know you was telling the truth about my children? I want to know when. Or about Raven. I want to know when. Because I still want to know what the fuck you was doing with taking Raven in the room, making them donkey noises. And I would say I owe you an ass whooping for that, but that came with the territory when I'm sitting there driving. Cause who was moving? Was we helping you move? I think we was helping you move or something. Somebody was moving. It was shortly before Hurricane Katrina. It was something to do with it coming from the U-Haul place. And I'm sitting there driving. And you in the back seat of my car. And Dwayne in the other seat. And you hauled off and started lying, talking about I was already having sexual relations with Toya. That didn't exist yet. Nothing happened between me and Toya until after I gave birth to McKeithen. But that's when I shot about 65 and a 35. Home, got out the car, and wailed the shit out of your ass. You don't remember that? Anybody walking near you, they on some shit. They gang stalking or got some intent to harm you. That's called paranoia. It's called schizophrenia. A psychiatrist will ask you, do you have any thoughts of that people are following you? Or that people want to hurt you? Or what's that other question they ask you? But you were always thinking somebody's trying to follow you. Girl, people are not stunting you like that. And I'm not even going to reveal I'm gonna keep that to myself. But I know the faces you make when you be lying. Like I said, in about 5 years, 5 to 10 years, you're gonna be on some whole other shit. And I'm scared because you might be worse in about 5 to 10 years. You might be back to what you were when we were younger with physically attacking people. Would you say you're not violent, but you're talking about all these times when you were violent? And like I said, she started hitting me when I was driving, y'all. We was coming from the U-Haul place. She started busting off, calling me a dyke and all this shit. Tried to insinuate saying that I was cheating on my husband with a woman. What? Back then, there was nothing people could tell me to separate me from him. But then they was always trying to separate me from him. Now, I was cheating on him. So I told her something, I forgot what it was, and it pissed her off to the point where she started hitting me while I was driving. All right, bet. I hit 65 and the 35, got out that car and wore her ass out. Because we got my fucking daughter in the car. And you gonna hit me while I'm driving? No, ma'am. My daughter was about a year old, still in the car seat. That was pretty dangerous. So when they said that you tried to run our niece, great niece, Sierra over with a car, I believe it. That's a child. And you tried to run over with a car out there in Milwaukee. But don't believe all these horrible things that I'm saying, y'all. Don't believe it. I'm a narcissistic abuser. I'm a perp. I've been perping her for years. Even though I had posted a previous video of evidence that she's been making videos and posting shit on Instagram that I discovered from that July, but found out she had been making posts and videos about me even before then. But I found out about the shit on our birthday. I can't tell you when I started responding back to that motherfucker. I can't tell you when. It was probably like October or November, maybe. Maybe October or November. When I just couldn't take it no more and started responding back. But people just outside, because that's what people do in an apartment or a hotel setting. You better be glad you're not where I live at, where the motherfuckers down below us smoke weed, which I hate with a fucking passion. What I'm thankful for now is masks. I try not to be home when they're doing it. Or I'm thankful of the fact that I'm upstairs above them instead of downstairs. But I still hate when I go in my damn closet and can smell the shit. Or I try to stay inside. I can't go hang outside like I used to. I can't open my fucking window like I used to. So there's that for fresh air. So you would really go crazy if you stayed here. And I'm on medication, so that's why I hate it, because that shit don't, just like drinking is not good to mix with medication. Marijuana is not either to mix with medication, certain medications. Now, probably if I wasn't on medications, I'd probably be fine, but not while I'm on medication. And all anybody that want to argue and say that don't make no difference, you experienced it. You take and experience it then. That's why my mother was permanently schizophrenic. Thank you very much. And from experience, while Candy want to sit there and try to spread that rumor, in this old ass video I seen where she sit there and want to talk about me crying over Nipsey Hussle dying, I didn't know the dude, because she was saying how I want to trash her about Aaliyah. I was one of the least ones trashing her about Aaliyah, but okay, because you said it was the foster mama and the foster auntie that was trashing you about Aaliyah and dragging you for that. I was in the military when, getting ready to go to the military, and you was in college, already in college, when Aaliyah died. So, okay. But when around the time Nipsey Hussle died, it was like so much marijuana and me catching that secondhand smoke of where I lived at, and like it was getting in my system, along with me a possible medication combination screw up, but I had a psychotic breakdown. I had a psychotic breakdown, and it lasted for a while. And matter of fact, when I mentioned about a car driving through my apartment, I wish I had my old Facebook to pull it up, but I actually saw a car driving through my apartment before I went and got admitted into the hospital. And then, like, not like maybe 2 weeks after I got out of the hospital, it actually happened. Like, I was having nightmares. My anxiety got worse. Um, I was suicidal, and my family always shames me and ridicules me about my PTSD being elevated, and funerals is a trigger, a PTSD trigger. But they always want me to go to funerals so that they can get a kick out of me freaking the fuck out. Let's go there. But I tried to be brave and watch Nipsey Hussle. I figured because I wasn't physically at Nipsey Hussle's funeral, I tried to be brave and watch um, the funeral on my phone. Some of the stuff his mother said didn't rub me right, and psychologically, I started having nightmares. And I know it sounds crazy, But it is what it is. I can't take that back. It is what it is. Um, because I was like having kind of like little thoughts happening to me while watching it, trying to brave through it. Instead, I should have just turned it off. But I was trying to muscle through it and trying to be like, one day I'm gonna have to go to one of these things again, and I'm gonna have to be brave. But I was like, maybe I could do it over a virtual one. Thinking maybe I could do a virtual one, but maybe just not a physical one. No, 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 no. Mm-mm, mm-mm. So it did something to me. Same thing like when Whitney Houston passed away, and it's not anything to do with the celebrity thing. It's the fact that they kept plastering it all over the internet, and I don't know. I had to just like when I had got home from the psych ward, I had to just be like even on YouTube, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. You know what I'm saying? I had to change, and it took like maybe 3 days for me to change the algorithm because it did like just seeing his face, just like I kept having nightmares. Like I kept having nightmares of me sleeping and someone coming up to me and shooting me. I kept having nightmares of Nipsey Hussle standing at the door of my bedroom and shooting me. And then for some reason, one or two of them cars that was at that scene, I was like dreaming that it drove through my front door. So, but she took and dragged me on the internet for that and tried to shame me for that. When this girl literally went to New York to visit Aaliyah's grave. But my death was and and yeah, I did start to listen to Nipsey's music. Like I can listen to his music and feel his music. I can listen to his music. I can listen to it all day. But sometimes like um it was more so of just a psychotic breakdown. It was more or less. It was just a psychotic breakdown. And like I said, it was a combination of like where I was living at, all up and down that strip. Everybody smoke weed, 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 weed. And like I made a mistake. Like when I first moved there at where I was living at. When we first moved there, me and China looked at each other. We was like, I think we made a mistake. Like before, like when we paid the deposit and signed the papers, before we even moved in, we was like, I think we made a mistake. Cause not only was that happening, it was a lot of killings happening in that neighborhood. Every weekend, it was at least 3 or 4 people ending up dead in that neighborhood. Ambulance police was always at that where we was living at. So it was kind of like anxiety and fear that I was gonna be next. Goddamn dogs. Um, and then the fact that wait, had China left already, or was China still here? Um, no, she was. It was before she left. It was long before she left. Oh yeah, it was before she left. But yeah. Mm, it was crazy. But yeah, that whole living situation over there was crazy. And then I find out that's a whole nother situation because I find out the landlord had something to do with um the people driving the car through my apartment because I had got a you know how you get a referral when you do referrals to yeah, a referral to get an apartment and shit like that. And the guy said he don't like to pay people for referrals. So he was trying to get me to do a switcheroonie, and I was already heavily medicated. I was on some heavy shit around that time. And they had me doubled up on my topiramate and my gabapentin. They had me doubled up on. And I was like, wait, I look like my handwriting, but I don't remember signing that shit. And the landlady, the referral lady was like, "Did you sign this?" She called me. She's like, "Because we're in the process of suing this man." And I was like, "Wait." I told that dude because he's like, "I need you to do one more favor. I need you to do one more this. And if you do this, I'll do this for you. I'll make your rent shorter. You'll have to pay less rent. You'll have to pay less a deposit and this and that." I was like, no. I don't want no more dealings with this. Because the lady was like, "We gonna sue you instead of him." And so I was like, I don't want no more dealings with this. I don't want no parts of this. The dude was trying to get it the way they sue me instead of him. And I'm like, no, fuck that. So I guess it came time for them to start suing him, and he got angry. But that ain't the first time I saw shit and it happened. I mean, I saw Hurricane Katrina before it happened. That ain't the first time I saw where I was about to get killed and got killed. That's why most nights I don't sleep. I be up at night and sleep during the day because you never know. I don't want to be caught unaware. Um, Candy call herself trying to drag me about a situation she knew nothing about. It just was around the time Nipsey Hussle died, and um, it was just my PTSD was what drove me in the psych ward, not Nipsey Hussle dying. My PTSD elevated to another level. And yeah, this is a lengthy one, ain't it? I didn't expect it to be this long. Damn.